All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, and their tears are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Mad world, mad world.
Apparently, the best defense against sexist double standards in workplace is perfectly shampooed hair and sexy heels. Really? This is Group 8 presenting to you the topic of femvertising. Feminism plus advertising equals to femvertising. Femvertising, it is a marketing trend that uses the ideals of feminism in advertising. It has gone viral with soap, shampoo, and even energy firms launching social media campaigns marketing feminism. But behind the hype, who is really benefiting? Is it really women empowerment or the company's cheap marketing tactics? Let's try to understand this. But first, let's try to understand what really people think femvertising is. Is it really her life, her choice? Or is it marketing tactics or the social awareness or just like another hashtag? Just like hashtag me. According to our survey, which comprised mostly the students of IIT Kanpur, 62% of the people think it to be marketing tactics only. Only 27% actually relate it with women empowerment. So, really, femvertising equals to feminism? Now, my friend Jasmine will try to answer this question.
So, femvertising, which is apparently based on the idea of feminism. So, we will now see, is it really following the ideals of feminism or just manipulating us into thinking so? So, a shampoo brand ads states, young women of the world, two things lacking in your life, gender equality and shiny hair, and we can help you achieve one. So, what they are basically trying to say, that gender inequality, which is a sensitive topic in modern society, is same as that problem of rough hair, if not same, they are just comparable. So they are putting them together. So what these firms are actually doing, they are confining feminism within the boundaries of materialistic things like makeup and accessories, and they think it's fine for them to do so as long as they are getting the benefits. So, is femvertising really following the ideals of feminism? Is this how we want a sensitive topic like feminism to be represented? The answer is a big no. So, this image we are seeing is from a Kajal ad which states that women are bikers and they can win races by being bold and applying their makeup products. So, according to them, just doing eyeliner and mascara is enough to make you win a race. Isn't it stereotypical enough? So now we will understand why femvertising is a social problem. Let's understand it with an example. So the picture is from Dove's limited edition body washes, which is trying to promote body positivity by having bottles of different shapes and sizes and telling that every type of body is beautiful and we should celebrate it. So maybe their intent is not as that bad, but by comparing women body to a piece of bottle is what really bothered the viewers, and they really didn't like the idea, and they mocked the campaign by puns like "Dear Dove, I've got hands too." So they are really not impressed with Dove's idea of body positivity, as they are contradicting themselves. So they are basically destroying the double standards by setting their own double standards. The next example we have is of Dove again. So, femvertising is a word which got popular with Dove's Stop the Beauty Test campaign. The campaign the campaign goes well with the viewers. Like they like the idea what Dove is trying to represent. They were trying to represent that every type of beauty, whether a girl is fair skinned, dark skinned, taller, shorter, every type of beauty is appreciated and it's beautiful. So, but being a beauty product company, they are already selling their products based on the idea of beauty. Like they are selling their products for shiny hair, fair skin, smooth skin. So, why are these campaigns even existing? So, you can see that it's a clear example of using the concept of flawed feminism for marketing and increasing their sales. If if this is not enough to convince you, we have got some stats too. So, a general study suggests that 52% of women have bought a product because they liked how the ad for it portrayed women. We have some example like Nike saw 15% increase in their sale after they shifted to femvertising mode. Also, Dove saw $1.5 billion increment in their sales after their Real Beauty campaign launched, and same is the case of the Getty Images. So these stats will prove that femvertising is not just favoring women empowerment, but it has some deep meaning in the form of marketing by using a sensitive topic like feminism. So now my friend Akansha will portray will show some of the ads which will portray that how these firms which are using the concept of feminism in their advertisements are itself being hypocrites.
Baby. What do you think?
Nice.
Am I looking fat? Either? I don't know.
Stop before you stop being a man. अपनी बीवी का शैम्पू छोड़ो. Get the new Head and Shoulders for men and rediscover the man you once were.
Try कर लो.
तभी तो कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ
Perfect fit है. चलो चलो.
जिंदगी मिलेगी दोबारा. Head and Shoulders for men.
ये देखो शील्ड लेग हेलमेट
होमवर्क हो गया?
मम्मी ये देखो
फिर दाग लगा दिया. पापा ये लीजिए आपके घर जाने की टिकट. हेलो या आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू सेंड यू द ईमेल इन 5 minutes. या गिव मी 5 minutes. आई एम वर्किंग ऑन द प्रेजेंट.
मेरी छोटी सी गुड़िया कितनी बड़ी हो गई. घर घर खेलती थी, अब घर संभालती है, ऑफिस संभालती है. आई एम सो प्राउड एंड आई एम सो सॉरी. सॉरी कि ये सब तुम्हें अकेले करना पड़ता है. सॉरी कि जब तुम घर घर खेलती थी तो मैंने तुम्हें रोका नहीं. ये नहीं कहा कि ये सिर्फ तुम्हारा काम नहीं है, तुम्हारे हस्बैंड का भी है. पर कहता भी कैसे है.
और मेरी ग्रीन शर्ट धो देना.
मैंने भी तो कभी तुम्हारी मम्मी की हेल्प नहीं की, और तुमने जो देखा वही सीखा. तुम्हारे हस्बैंड ने भी बचपन में यही देखा होगा. घर घर खेलते वक्त वो टीवी देखने की या न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने की एक्टिंग करता होगा, और तुम जैसी कोई छोटी सी लड़की चाय बनाने की एक्टिंग करती होगी. उसके डैड की तरफ से सॉरी, तुम्हारे डैड की तरफ से सॉरी, और हर उस डैड की तरफ से सॉरी जिसने कई कई सालों से एक गलत एग्जाम्पल सेट किया है. पर अभी भी देर नहीं हुई. इस सॉरी के साथ मैं अपनी तरफ से एक छोटी सी कोशिश करूंगा कि घर के काम में मम्मी की हेल्प करूं. किचन का किंग ना बन पाऊं तो कम से कम लॉन्ड्री में तो हाथ बटाऊं. इतने साल एक गलत एग्जाम्पल सेट किया है, अब कुछ सही कर जाऊं. तुम्हारा पापा.
Isn't it strange that in a country of 631 million women, there is still only one face of beauty, when there is so much more to be admired? Let's break the rules of beauty.
we conducted a survey on how does the content of advertisement affect people's views. As we can see in this pie chart, around 50% of the people agree that the content of advertisement do affect their buying of a commercial product. Thus, we can see that money spent on advertisement is successful in persuading people to purchase their product. Here we have compared several advertisements on how the companies are using this concept according to their own needs. We have a brand called Unilever. It has two products, Dove and X. For the Dove, there is a campaign release with the title Let's Break the Rules of Beauty, which is promoting the concept of feminism. While on the other hand, we have an ad for X body spray, which is using this concept in a wrong sense, as they are using women as a means of provoking customers to increase their sales. And also, according to our research, when this advertisement was released, there was a hike in sales for the company. Earlier, we have seen two advertisements, Ariel and Head and Shoulders. They also come under same brand and have conflicting stories, same as shown here. So here we have compared femvertising with the movement of feminism. How the idea of femvertising is being flawed here. Is it really women empowerment or just cheap marketing tactics? The company using feminist messaging in the advertisements, they are poor examples of these ideals internally. It not only creates an illusion of progress, it also cheapens the movement for equal rights. Initially, the concept of advertising was initiated for women empowerment, but now companies are using it in a very wrong sense. It is just a kind of brand activism and conscious capitalism. Here we have another example where we have a campaign which was released in 2016 with the title More Than a Bum, which reduces the whole woman to just their body parts. And we have compared it with slacktivism, which is another practice of supporting a political or a social cause via social media or means of some online petitions. But does femvertising really make an impact? Research suggests that consumers, when exposed to femvertising, are likely to buy the product. But the research also suggests that even 1 minute of exposure to advertisements with underweight women can impact the perception of attractiveness among women. Thus, femvertising has been proven to be an effective way in increasing the sales. Now, I will like to hand over to Mudit. He will have a detailed analysis of various advertisements which were made in a survey and how the people reacted towards it.
Thank you so much, Akansha. Now, moving towards the finding of our survey regarding femvertising. So, here was our first advertisement on the body wash of X. So, as you can clearly see the advertisement, and let us now move towards the finding of the survey. What were the people's views about it? So, here are the first finding that on the scale of 5, how many are likely to buy a product having the mentioned commercial, the commercial which was shown in the previous slide. Out of 5 representation, here 1 stands for the most unlikely to buy, they are not likely to buy, and 5 represents that they are definitely going to buy this product. As we can clearly see the balance or the gravity towards the one part, so around more than 50% are unlikely to buy this product. Further division, we can clearly see in the female and male part that the female are clearly not interested in buying this product, and male are more on the part or more on the middle side, that they might buy or they might not. Here, moving towards the second advertisement, which is of Dove, Break the Rule of Beauty campaign. This is a clear example of femvertising, that how it is done, and which shows the equality of women of each and every kind. The views about this was that we can see that the shift is towards the right hand side of the graph. Here, the more of the number are likely to buy this product. As we can clearly see that more than around 60% are definitely going to buy this product. Further division in female and male. Here, both the female and male are on the right side of the graph, which means that they are likely to buy this product on the equal weightage. Moving on. This was the third advertisement, which was related to the gravity of X. This is the deodorant of X, and the findings regarding it is that we can see that most of the people are not interested to buy such a sexist advertisements and we can see that more than 60% are here on the negative side of the graph. So what are the findings in the male and female counterpart? Here we can see that only a few males are there onto the right hand side, which means that they are going to buy this product, and the female counterpart is mainly on the negative side. Also the male part, as they are not going to gift it to their family or friends. Next comes in the line the Burger King. So the tagline here used is, "It will blow your mind away." The findings from the survey were that here we can clearly see that there is a balance between the right and the left hand side of the graph, which means that the people are related toward the third part, that they are equal sides of the graph and they might buy and they might not. But here also we can clearly see that there is a few, because of the commercial, there are few members in the female and male counterpart that they are unlikely to buy the product. The male, however, is on the right hand side of the graph, which means that they are likely to buy this kind of product more, which clearly shows the intention of advertisement, as this was mainly for the male counterpart. Now, moving on towards the Nike advertisement, which is another absolute example of advertising. The tagline here used is, "You are made of what you do." This clearly portrays the women in different kind of sports, and they are all unique in their field, which clearly shows that they are equal to the man. And in this graph we can clearly get the findings that they are more towards the right, positively reinforcement of graph towards the right, and that is because of the advertising that is used. More than 80% of the people are readily going to buy this product. So here we can clearly see that both the counterparts are going to buy this product equally. And also by this survey findings, we have come to the conclusion that advertisement approaches the different gender target differently, and advertising are just mere advertisement to sell company's product. Thank you, and over to you, Akansha.
Thanks, Mudit, for having a detailed analysis over our survey. So, is it really women empowerment or just cheap marketing tactics? With the help of above survey, we can clearly see that perspective of an individual do depends on the content of advertisement. Results clearly show that whenever the female empowerment of advertising is used, the attention of that product is more and positive. This results in positive marketing for companies and results in better branding and better sales for that product. So we have here advertising from sociological perspective. Its manifest function can be to increase the sales and use feminism as a marketing propaganda. Latent function could be to support women and feminism. This function is companies using them advertising are themselves poor examples of equality for women. This not only creates an illusion of progress but also cheapens the movement of feminism for equal rights. Now Shekhar will tell us about what conclusion can we draw from these slides. Is advertising really equal to feminism?
So thanks, Akansha. So this is your population set of our survey. We took survey from hundreds of students. Out of which 90% participants are from IIT Kanpur itself. So this is your gender division of survey data. In which 44.9% are female participants, where 53.1% are male participants. Finally, it can be concluded that advertising is not equal to feminism. Advertising doesn't make anyone a better feminist. Companies are just diluting the meaning of feminism with their campaigns. We don't need feminist advertisement. We need companies to hire more women, have more women in their leadership roles, and also implement diverse hiring strategies by hiring their employees for the company. Thank you.